early Saturday. Okay, got it. I was going to record it, but thank you. So awesome. So today we're going to talk about really just making sure we understand we talk about the fundamentals about the business, but there's also some business fundamentals that we spend enough time going into, right? Like everybody wants results. That's what we all want. We eventually have activities to lead to results, but let's talk about, like what it takes to get that activity going, right? Because activity won't happen. Man, we have to have a certain mindset to go into it. So we're really going to focus on going for the no. Like, why go for the no? Because that's what's really going to lead to a lot of yeses. So I want to talk about, and I want to share just kind of the big picture of like why, right? Why you want to kind of have a certain mindset when it comes to building your business, right? So let me share my screen here. All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. So, all right, cool. So why go for the no? I kind of want to show the big picture of why we want to go for the no. Hide this. All right, cool. Here we go. I'm really excited to kind of share this with you guys, right? So why go for the no? So, right, see, every business goes for the no with you. See, we understand how businesses work. We have to think like a business, right? We want to develop a business. We need to think like a business owner, right? How many of you guys ever been to a fast food place and they say, hey, would you like to make it a meal? Right? Like you go to these places, man, I just want a burger, but they're trained to ask you, would you like to make a meal? And what do you think most people are going to say? Yes. Or most people are going to say no, actually. Most people are going to be like, no, I just came for this, right? That's what most people are going to say. Or if you ever been to like, I know I'm a bargain shopper, so I go to TJ Maxx. They always ask, hey, would you like to apply for a credit card? It's X% off your purchase today, or X amount of dollars off your purchase today. Right? You've been there. They ask you for that. And guess what? Did you go for those items? No, you didn't go for those items. But guess what? They're going to ask you because that business knows that they know that most people are going to say no, but they still have to ask. So do you think they get upset, hurt when somebody says no? Absolutely not. They built it into their training system. In fact, they'll incentivize people. Hey, if a certain amount of people say yes, we'll give you a little bonus, right? Or whatever the case may be. But the point being is that businesses do these things all the time to us, but for some reason we feel guilty when we do it for our business. Again, we need to shape our mindset to think like a business. The business doesn't have no bad feelings towards you. McDonald's is going to ask you whether you want to make it a meal every time you go. I don't even know if they do supersize, but they used to be like, hey, you want to supersize that for a few cents? They're always trying to upsell you. And guess what? We're the same way. We're a business. When somebody comes in, you might sit down with them for and I'm going to speak on this further later on, but they're going to come in, maybe they're, hey, I want to learn about investing, but guess what? I'm going to offer the other services because we might be able to provide more value with that, right? So don't feel guilty that if somebody comes for you for investing, that you don't talk about everything else. You should, right? Like a business will. Hey, I also offer A, B, C, and D. Who's helping you with A, B, C, and D? I'm gonna help you with D, but who's gonna help you with A, B, C, and D? And if they say no, great, you're still gonna do D. You get what I'm saying? So, and again, thinking like a business owner. So I want to have you think like we have a funnel system. Every business has a funnel system. You've heard me talk about the McDonald's funnel system. They set themselves up in the corners where there's a lot of traffic because they know that a lot of people are going to pass by. They know thousands of cars are going to pass by and only a few are going to pop into what they have to offer, right? And they understand that. They take that in consideration. A business kind of equates that into their bottom line. But how does it work for us? See, we have a funneling system too. See, we have to have a prospect. We have to have initial contact with somebody. That initial contact, guess what? The point of that initial contact is going to lead to converting them into a meeting, into some sort of meeting one-on-one. So first of all, you get the contact, right? Then you convert them into a meeting. That's the setting appointment or setting them an invitation, some sort, right? That's what's going to happen. That's the second part of the funnel. The third part of the funnel is going to be the presentation. Now you actually sit down with them, you show them what it is that you have to offer, And then from there, from the conversation, from what you're presenting, there's going to be an evaluation of where they are at, right? You're evaluating them and they're going to evaluate you too. They're going to be like, is this guy legit? Is he telling me can he solve my problem? And you're going to be like, can I solve their problem? You provide a solution, whether there may be an opportunity to come work with us on a part-time basis, or whether that's taking advantage of some of the services we offer, right? Can we help you reach your financial goals with the services we offer? That's what the evaluation process comes to, right? From there, you provide, you put that solution into place, and guess what? Now you have a close. Now that's going to lead you to closes. But so check this out, right? So if we look at the funnel, does everything that starts at the funnel end up at the bottom of the funnel? No. See, if you understand how business operates and how business works, is that you really can only control a few things. In fact, in this thing, your job is to do this, become really skilled at that, because that's what's going to be the most important thing, right? And then from there, you're going to convert that into feeling, work on those skill sets. And then you present, and then you provide good solutions. And then this, see, you're going to have to go through a lot more people to get them down here. That's just how it works. I wish it was different. I wish everybody we spoke to would convert and close with us, but they're not. So if you know that going in, you can't get upset. You can't get emotionally distracted because you feel like, man, that should have been. The expectation is that you have to get good at this early on. You only got to worry about 1 and 2. That's why we focus on the fundamentals, but this is really why. Not because we don't think the other things are important, is because we believe that these two are going to set everything else up. You'll master these as you come up, because guess what? When it comes to closing and doing these things, if you're not sitting on anybody, what point does it make to learn to master that, right? Make sense? So why the no? So man, I have a couple of stories I want to share with y'all. I think you guys will find a lot of value in this, because this is our like real life examples of why we go for the no. So, there's a few people on here, man. I'm actually really excited to share this, right? So the no's are going to lead to the yes, just like the funnel, right? Some people, you're going to have to push them through the funnel. There's going to be a lot of no's before they get to a yes. Simple, nothing complicated. That's just how business is, right? Just same thing. If I don't care if you're applying for a job, if you're applying for a job, man, you're going to have to go through a bunch of applications till you actually get a job. If you want to sell houses, guess what? You're going to have to talk to a lot of people. That not everybody's going to buy houses, but some of them are going to be moving forward. Some of them won't buy them now, they'll buy it later, but that's cool. That's what you just got to understand the process and be committed to the process, not necessarily to the result. Be committed to the result, but what's going to matter is the process. That's what I'm going to say. So check this out. So I have a story, right? So we go down and we prospect this gas station clerk, right? This person, I speak to them and, hey, do you happen to know of anybody who's keeping the work options? Or by the way, are you keeping your work options open? They told me they weren't. And like, I'm good, right? She's like, but here's my son. He's actually interested. She actually gave me numbers to both of her sons, but I try to contact both of them. I contact QP. And some of you guys know who QP is, but so QP comes into the office. He actually does his IVA. He signs up and brings in his brother with him. His brother didn't sign up, but they both gave me, we sat down and they gave me some referrals, some people that could benefit from either what we do or people that they knew. On that list was this guy, OK, right? So OK comes into the business, QP drops off. Like, I mean, literally, he's not interested. He doesn't want anything, obviously, because he wasn't interested. JP wasn't interested, his brother. But OK, who you guys may know as Big O, is now a regional leader with us. So check this out. He came from 1, 2, 3, essentially 3 no's to get to him, right? So now we get to Big O. So I just want to tell you the power of that chasing, being okay with the no's. The no's are going to lead you to that, right? Guess what? This guy posts a social media post on Instagram, right? And I don't even know to what degree, how close they were. Obviously, they're like, you guys will figure out who it is. They're Batman and Robin right now, but at some point, I don't know how close they were, but he posted something on social media, hey, who would like to make this type of opportunity, whatever the case was. This guy, TW, Mr. Tone Rohn, AKA, right? Tony Wilder, he comes into the business. He's like, I'm interested. They sit down, and I still remember when he came in for an interview, because it's crazy because I was at the office at that time. So he comes in, joins, whatever. He comes into the business, didn't think much of it. And Tony Wilder then, man, Tone Roan is like, you got to understand, this is like, he playing in the NBA. He was kind of like, no disrespect to him, but he probably tell you, like, you guys saw the Daniel Alonso thing that he trained on, right? And guess what, man, he comes into this guy called CA. We'll call him Chance, right? So this guy comes in, kills it, man, does great, gets off to the fast start. Probably, man, I don't know if anybody's gotten as fast start as he did. You would have thought he was going to become an RVP in the next 3 months. And he probably could have, but he brings in this guy, DE. He played basketball with, somehow they knew each other. This guy ends up dropping out. CA drops off. This guy, DE, as you guys know, is de jour, leads us to a team in Tennessee. So just to give you an idea, me talking to this lady at a Lombard gas station led us to a team that we're building in Tennessee. How crazy is that? Talking a conversation, I went for the no. She wasn't even interested. She won't ever think about this, but guess what? I'm so grateful for her because she still gave me her number. I'm so grateful for QP. In fact, QP dropped off, came back into the business and signed his IBA again. Whatever the case may be, man. Hey, QP, I love that guy, man. QP is good in my book, right? But guess what? Out of those people, now you got 3 people that are going to become RVPs, and we're still tapping into this. See this, what we're doing, where we're going for the nose, they're still on tap. This might lead us to Tennessee. They might go to, now we're in North Carolina as a result. I think we have teammates in North Carolina, South Carolina. This is just, it's going to keep going. But guess what? It's because I went for the no that led to a bunch of different things. And see, you don't understand what's in store for you. And I'll give you the best story of people going from no to yeses, right? There's a guy, maybe, I don't even know how, a couple thousand years ago, that came in, recruited 12 people into his vision and cast. And guess what? This thing became the largest religion we know today. That's Christianity. Guess what? All started with Jesus. He brought in some people. Guess what? Not everybody said yes. He went to a bunch of different towns. They talked to a bunch of different people, and they led him to a bunch of more people. And guess what? Now we know it as Christianity. You could go through to any town in America and you'll find a church that he has influenced. Crazy, right? So all this to say that you might be 3 feet from gold. I don't know if you guys know the story, but 3 feet from gold, but pretty much meaning that this guy quit and he was 3 feet from gold, when a lot of us will do the same. See, a lot of us will feel like, man, I've been working and working and working and not realizing that you're the guy at the bottom. So guess what? You quit. But the other guy that keeps going and going is going to get the glory. And we're all there. See, our goal is going to look a little bit different, but man, truly, you stick with this, you stay persistent, you're going to make this work for you. And I'm going to give you another example of why this is the case. I think this is a famous quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And he says, your action speaks so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. And I'm actually going to explain how I'm going to correlate it to what it is that we're doing, because understand that people are watching you, right? So I want to kind of walk you through my personal example. So I'll give you a personal example. So I started the business at the end of 2015, didn't do much, got licensed. I was just like, all right, I give it a shot. Wasn't really fully in, and probably like a lot of us, right? Like, oh, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot, but I had the intent to do it, right? So guess what? We get in and we present to my wife. I think, man, it was actually me and Manny. I think I'm killing it. Like, boy, we killing this presentation, blah, blah, blah. And on the other end of that, guess what? My wife is like, what the is going on here? No interest whatsoever. Whatever. We ended up moving forward with the life insurance because we did need it. We had a child. So I knew we were going to do that. But man, no interest whatsoever. She is just like not interested whatsoever, right? And guess what? I thought I was killing it, but I wasn't. My skill set wasn't that good. We were doing more talking than we were listening. We were just hyped up, excited. But guess what? Sometimes it's good to be excited, but sometimes you got to understand that there's also a skill set and an art form to this, right? So guess what? I take her to some big events, take my wife to some big events. And a couple of times, we didn't just go once, we went to a couple of big events. It took me probably like a year or two for her to come along. She wasn't interested, but hey, I'm like, hey, come with, like, so eventually my persistence and growth kind of showed her that there had to be some signs of growth. I probably couldn't tell you because it was coming from her eyes, but she probably saw some things like, okay, he's reading, he's probably doing some things that he wasn't doing. And just kind of like, you know, I know for sure some of the things that she could probably tell you, like I used to be a big avid sports fan, listen to it all the time. And I wish I could tell you that as soon as I joined, I stopped all that, but I kind of reduced it. So I kind of stopped doing some things that weren't bringing me any closer to my goals. And I started moving in a different direction. And I'm sure she saw that. So my question to you, have you grown? Is it visible to other people that you're moving in a different, you're moving in a different direction? You're moving with a different beat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's really attractive to people. Yeah, we're going to help people make money. We're going to help people do this. But what's attractive to people is not necessarily just like the money and things. And trust me, people are attracted to the money and things. Don't get me wrong. We all want to make more. But what's going to attract people is the person you become, the person that you are. Are you better with people? Are you growing where they're like, man, this dude's always positive. This person is great. Like they want to hang out with you because they know they feel good around you. See, that's what you want. Because eventually you do that enough, people are going to come to you. The right people are going to come to you. The wrong people are going to stay away from you. Because guess what? You make the wrong people feel good, and they don't like that. They'd rather be feel pitiful and self-deprecating and all those other things that people do. Guess what? You don't want them. The people that want to gravitate to your energy, that's the people they're going to have, right? So eventually, guess what? My wife gets licensed in 2019. It was 4 years later. For some of y'all, your wife got on board. You guys are way ahead of the game. It took her a while to really buy into the business. I wish I could tell you that as soon as she got licensed, we took off. We did have some success, but it was more like the right side, right? It kind of just still learning, because now we were learning to grow and work together. And again, there were seasons where we had kids and moving and a bunch of different things where she wasn't fully on because we just were in that season of our lives. And then now, obviously, you see the level of success. You would have thought that it just happened overnight, but it wasn't. It was a constant growth and working on each other and working with each other. So some of your biggest people that you want in your business might not join today, but they will join later if you keep making the changes, right? So going back to the quote, your action speaks so loud I can't hear what you're saying. So are you moving in a different direction? Are you have a different energy to you, right? So guess what? The people you see today is a result of that. I wish I could give you a pill and you could do it overnight, but that's not how it works. You got to do the work. You got to do the work on working on yourself, working on your skill set, and working on the things. Because guess what? Now, when you're both on the same page, man, you guys become an unstoppable force. And I'm not speaking just to couples, but I'm just speaking to people. You're going to find business associates, business people in your circle. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be a marriage per se or a couple. It just has to be somebody that people that are going to ride in the trenches with you. That means like people in the business with you. Like, I talk about, even Orlando and Tone, but man, like I said, Batman and Robin, like, right, man, they're in the trenches together. They kind of built, a bond with people. So there's going to be people in the business that are going to build a bond with you, right? So I'm going to leave you with this. You want to become an unstoppable force. Make sure that burning desire inside of you that wants to be somebody is being showcased, and that unwavering belief. See, your heart with your belief system and a definite purpose, like where you want to end up, man, you're going to be unstoppable. Honestly, tie these two together with where you want to be. The rest is history, man. So I hope that helps somebody, man. Super fired up. Hopefully that gave you guys some inspiration, because guess what? I wasn't an overnight success. There's going to be people that you're seeing in this business that are overnight success, and that's great. You want to borrow those people's inspirations, those stories, but I wasn't it. And the result of who you see today is the result of all these things taking place. So hopefully that helps. I'm going to pass it on to my awesome wife. Go ahead, babe. Take it over.
Thanks, Boo. That was great. And it's true, you guys, what you see today is not how we started at all. I wish we had like a recording so I could show you how it started versus how it's going. And I'm sure I have snippets of it, but man, this is like you just have to be really intentional about being next level, always being next level, because people are watching to see like where you're at in the process. And it starts with the person in your house. Like they're watching you to see, well, what is he really, or he or she really talking about? And can I really trust them? And he said something about a competition. I don't know, right? Like we have to stay consistent. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about learning to love the no's. And again, you can't get anywhere in this business without them. No business on planet Earth has 100% success rate. Everyone has to deal with some kind of no. And I want to start by asking you this: what do you internalize a no as? I want you to put it in the chat. I'm going to give you guys a second. I want to hear from you. So when someone says no, what do you take that as? I'm going to open the chat so I could see. Babe, what do you take a no as? Rejection. Mm-hmm. I think that's the easiest one, right? We feel like they're saying no to me. It's like this attack, or you feel down, you feel XYZ, right? And so when you look at it that way, I want you to identify what it is that you're identifying with, right? And then I want you to know that it's not a personal attack, you guys. People have so much stuff going on. The older you get, the more they have going on. Yes, they don't need help. They don't believe or trust in me. Yes, it could easily feel like it's a personal thing, but I'm here to reassure you it's not a personal thing. They have their own things going on. Okay, so it's not a personal attack. I want you guys to type it in. It's not a personal attack. When someone says no to you, they're not attacking you. Okay. And really what a no means, it's like, it could mean I'm not interested. It could mean, I don't see this fitting for me right now, but it has nothing to do with you. It's all self-serving, right? Yes, it is not a personal attack on me. Okay. So what it could also be is an objection. It could be an honest objection. And this could sound like, several things, but overall an objection is a test of your confidence. So if somebody says, well, so what is it that you do? That's an objection. And they want to see how you answer. If you're fumbling and you're like, well, I'm not really sure, we kind of do this or that, they're going to be like, nah, I'm good. Right? So it's a test of your confidence in what you know and how you're scaling up. So it could be a not at the moment. It could be a let me run this by my spouse, or I don't have the money right now. Whatever that is, there is a value that they're not matching to what you're proposing. And I heard Keith Otto, which is amazing, and I'll share with him a little bit with you guys, but he said, $99 to get your license. He wishes it was more because there's so much value in what we do here. If somebody told you, I could get you a $99 ticket to the Bahamas, would you find a way to do it? Yeah, because you see the value in it, right? But for some reason, they're not connecting value to this opportunity that could actually yield you millions in the future, right? So it could be an objection, and all we really have to do is skill up, you guys. Like anything in life, you have to skill up, read the books, watch the videos, because the better we get at this, the more that we're going to end up in the right places, and those things are just not going to phase us, right? So again, here's Keith Otto. This is in POL. It's in Training and Developing. It's called Overcoming Objections, and they're 2-minute clips, you guys. He's so phenomenal at this. He makes it so easy, but it's really, again, a mindset thing that we want to do. You can also go to YouTube, right? I know I share with you guys videos of things that have really spoken to me. And again, like Ian Preckner, you guys, I'm a huge fan of his. He's gotten to a level where his skills are just unmatched. And that is, if he says it, like I take it as gold, like, okay, he says this works for him, so I'm going to do that and overcome that objection, or I'm going to read the script the way he says, because he's been there and he's got proven success, right? So skill up, get confident. So when those objections come at you, you are not phased. That's number one. Number two is train your brain. Okay. You have to condition yourself to have a neutral emotion to having a yes or a no in your business. I'm going to say that again. You need to condition your brain to have a neutral emotional response to a yes or a no, because this is what's often keeping us from this roller coaster ride that we're in, right? Someone says a yes, oh my gosh, you want to jump off the roof, you want to scream, you want to shout, right? Someone says a no and you're under the covers in bed because someone said no. That is emotionally draining. I know for me personally, when I got started with Oz and I was taking a look, that was happening for me. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm so tired. Like people are people, right? And that's why we have to skill up and we have to train our brain. This is the secret, you guys. This is the secret from having a roller coaster business. I promise you. I promise you again. Okay. So learn to train your brain to be okay with a yes or a no. Have that discipline. And again, you have to go through the no's to get to the yes. So even kids understand the concept. So if you guys have kids or nieces or nephews, let me know. Let me know in the chat. Tell me how many times do they ask you to watch TV or to eat ice cream or to fill in the blank. They know that eventually they're going to wear you out. They're going to be like, mom and dad's going to cave after this time, right? So kids understand this concept. They know that they have to get through the first couple no's to get to a yes. Okay. And they are persistent and eventually, right? Most of the time they get what they want. So here is a phenomenal book. It's called Go for No. Yes is the destination. No is how you get there. This is such a game changer, you guys. This is a book you can find on Amazon or your local library, I'm sure. Or you could go to YouTube and again, learn the material, research it, watch from the speakers. They actually have some videos, people who do summaries, all of that. But it's such a great mindset tool. I know the Solomons, we talked about it with them a while ago, and they still use these concepts, right? Because it just sticks. It makes sense. So I want you guys to really look at this and say, okay, let's make it into a game. Like, why does no have to, like, we determine how we take a no. So if that's the case, why don't we make it fun, right? Why don't we make it into a fun thing? So we're going to challenge you guys today. We're going to set no goals, and not like no goals, but like no goals. We're going to set them today. And what that means is I want you guys to really position yourself like, man, how many no's can I get? Truly, am I really going for a no so I could get closer to my yes? Because think about it this way. If you knew for certain, if you knew, Jose, Orlando, Selene, if you guys knew that you had to get through 10 no's to get to your stud, how quickly would you jump off of this call and go get those no's? Right? How quickly? If you knew for certain that it was 7 no's, if you knew that it was 20, if you guys on this call knew you had to get through 20 no's and for sure number 21 was going to be your stud, you wouldn't have a problem, right? The thing is, we don't know. We don't know. So we just have to get through them. Okay. And I want to challenge you guys, really go for 25 no's today. Tell me you're going to go for 25 no's in the chat. I want you to type it. I'm going for 25 no's. I want to challenge you guys. That's why coaches are here. We're not here to boss you or tell you what to do. We're here to challenge you and to help you get to that next level. So I want you to go for 25 no's. I think Ozzy's trying to come in the room. Give me 1 second. Let me know you're coming in. You're coming in on this challenge. All right. I see you guys. I see you. I'm going for 25. Sammy, I see you. Tony, I see you. Who else? Who else is going for 25 no's today? Jose is down. I love it. Orlando's in. I see you guys. I see you guys. I'm gonna break this down a little. Alexis, let's go get it, girl. This is what doesn't qualify as a no. Someone who leaves you on red or doesn't answer. Someone who says, I'll see or I'll think about it. Someone who says, let me get back to you. Someone who says, let me check with my spouse. You guys, these are not no's. These are like, I'm not really certain. You want to get a no, thank you. Not interested. Not today. Whatever that is, it has to be a direct no, because chances are you're either not asking directly or you're beating around the bush or whatever it is. And this is, again, you don't know what skill set to level up if you don't try, right? So 25 no's for today. And I want to make this a little more interesting. If you get 25 no's today, I want you to let us know. Text me or Ozzy, let us know. And we're going to raffle a 25. We're going to give you $1 for every no you got. $25 gift card. Okay. We're going to raffle that off at the end of today. If you got your BTS ticket, we're going to pay for your ticket. Okay. So I see a bunch of people here. Selene, oh, make it 30. Okay, girl, let's get it. She's gonna go for 30 no's. I see you. We're down too, you guys. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make it happen. And stay in contact with us, because this is how you're gonna grow your business, right? Like, you have to get through the no's. You have to. In one of the videos that I saw on that, I told you guys the Go for No, they had a training, and I was rewatching it just to prepare for this specific training. And they said, their goal was to set up 2 conferences that day. whatever that was, or that week. And once they hit their goal, guess what they did? They just sat back, cleaned out the garage, painted a room, whatever, right? Like my goal is met. I already did the 2. What else do I need to do? Right. But they reversed that and they said, you know what? I'm going to go for 100 no's this week. They got, you guys, they said they, after 86 no's, they had so much business, they actually had to stop because they couldn't keep up. That's the power of reversing the no. That's the power of saying, I'm going to go for no's to get to the yes. And now when you get to your yes, you're going to be like, okay, cool. I got to get my no, right? It's just a total mind shift. This is a mind mentality game that we're playing. That's all it is in life, right? So I'm so excited. If you just joined us, we're going to do a go for no challenge. Some of you we are going to go for 30 no's today, but 25 no's is the challenge. Get 25 direct no's. No, I'm not interested. If they're giving you the runaround, say, you know what? Can you just let me know? Let me know if you're interested or not, right? Like, and it's okay to be direct with people, right? In a loving way, but go for no. 25 no's, and then we're going to raffle a $25 gift card. We're going to give you $1 for every no that you got. And if you're registered for BTS, we're going to comp your ticket. So any questions? Any questions on today's training or closing thoughts, babe?